All right, what is going on, everyone? Um, just a quick introduction. This is a video that I've been putting off for a very, very long time. On a previous 14 video I did like a while back, I think it was last year. It was like a Goobu video or something. I mentioned that I had footage I had never uploaded to my channel. So, I said I was going to upload it and do commentary over it and kind of explain like what was going on in the footage, and just kind of just do like regular commentary over it just to give it some like context. So what you're looking at is the first clip in a series of clips. I want to say, oh boy, let me see exactly how much we're dealing with here. It says 127 items, but that doesn't look like 127 items. All right. Well, my folder says it's 127 items, but it's a good chunk of VLC footage from when I used to use Fraps to record 1.0 footage. So it's going to be playing in chronological order. I did not sort this out. I didn't even mostly watch all this footage. I watched a little bit just to like mess around with the audio, so hopefully the audio doesn't come out sounding like crap. But, oh, before I forget, let me actually turn the volume down on VLC. Get it around like 49-ish or something. Maybe 50. Just so it doesn't blow out people's eardrums. Okay. So I'm going to hit play, and I'm just going to walk us through it. So what you're looking at here is me outside ul'dah, just kind of get some documentary footage of the old maps before they were taken down. You can see Dalamud up in the sky. You can see some meteorites or whatever, comets shooting across the sky. Aurora Borealis going on, which is really cool. I was a huge fan of like the skybox effects that they did for this at the end of 1.0 server. They kept changing it, so I just kept recording it. Like, I don't know how many different variants of this skybox that they had, but there was like quite a few. This is one of the cool ones because of the comets that you see going through the sky. So that's that clip. So we'll go on to the next one. This is in Kurthus. You can see some Imperial ships flying above head. These would just, if you've seen any private server footage, it's just basically looping this era of 1.0 where it's just these things up in the sky 24/7 flying around on some sort of pathing. This is at, I believe, Camp Dragonhead, which I'm pretty sure people playing the game now know where that is. So you can kind of get an idea of that I'm standing in the center of that hub area. You can see the aetheryte over there in the camp. A lot of this early footage is just going to be me looking up at the sky. It's not super exciting, but I just wanted to collect this stuff back in the day just in case, you know, you couldn't go back and ever look at it again. Now, of course, a lot of this stuff you could just look at on a private server. It's nothing special, but some of the stuff later, especially towards the end of this folder that I got, is well, let's just say it's stuff you can't really replicate on a private server. There is some footage that's similar to it on YouTube, but it's from my perspective. You're not going to see my character in a lot of this footage either early on because it's mostly first person, obviously. But you will eventually see me in third person because when I start doing the combat in ul'dah, and you can skip through the video. You don't have to sit here and watch this. Obviously, if this is boring to you, just skip ahead. But I'm just going through because, well, I figure I'll just let it run, and then I'll just go to the next clip when it's over, after it's done looping. So this is in Thanalan again. More meteor showers. Here's back in Kurthus. I want to say this looks like the Camp Rivers meet area. I could be wrong. I think this is where you meet Gaius, but I might be mistaken. I think this is where the one of the 12 symbols was at. The glowing rock. I think it's. I could be wrong because a lot of old Kurthus looks very samey. Yep, I was right. There's Halone's rock or whatever that is. That's where you have the cutscene with Gaius. Yeah. Not a whole lot of action happened in this part of the map. This is where Heaven's Ward takes place. This is like right above like that mid section between Falcon's Nest, I want to say, and Camp Rivers meet, and that farm that's in the Heaven's Ward map of Western Kurthus. So this is like somewhere smack dab in there. Yeah, the maps aren't like a direct one-to-one comparison when you compare like the Heaven's Ward version and the 1.0 version. They took a little bit of creative liberties. They're not identical maps per se. Like they move some shit around, but I mean, you can obviously see the camp. I mean, you're not going to see it in this footage, but like that rock that you just saw, they moved it to a completely different area in A Realm Reborn. Like it's in Central Kurthus instead of here in Western Kurthus, where this footage is being recorded. I don't even know if that rock formation with the hole in it is in Kurthus anymore. I don't remember ever seeing that. This is what is the name of this place again? Nadalon. This is the Ixali stronghold. This is at nighttime, and obviously it looks very different with no snow. Personal opinion here, I do not like the snow in Kurthus at all. I actually really detest it. I like the old Kurthus better with like the greenery and the slate gray mountains. It just looks more beautiful, like the clashing of like the gray and the greens. It looks really nice and gives like this cool Middle Earth vibe, as I've heard someone call it as before. But yeah, it just looks nicer, the color palette. All the white, I know it serves like the more somber storyline that goes on in Heaven's Ward, but I just think that's a crock of shit. I think this old version looks so much better. And that's not the nostalgia talking, that's just like an artistic preference for me personally. I just think it looks better. So I was really bummed when they kind of like blanketed the entire map, because Kurthus was my favorite map in 1.0. It was the one place that was actually like legitimately fun to explore. In 1.0. I mean, there were some other areas that were fun to explore, but Kurthus was the best because it was the biggest, and it just had all this hidden shit going on in it, which was fucking mind-blowing because nobody ever told you it was there. You just kind of, like, came upon it on your own accord by just exploring. It was really, like, cool. So, yeah. Just figure I'd throw in my 2 cents there. Here's Limsa Lominsa. I believe this is up where you at the place where you pray for the one quest line. Or no, if I look at the mini map, it's like right outside where that aquarium shop is. So this is probably upper decks, right outside the aft castle. Yeah. Yep. I know this footage isn't super exciting, so this is going to be a long video, I'm sure. So if I haven't said so before, you might want to grab a drink and some snacks, because this is there's a reason I didn't upload this for a few years. It's because I knew I was gonna have to sit down and record this, and it's just gonna be a bitch to sit down and do this and get all like the sound working. Because as you can tell, I'm not a professional when it comes to doing this stuff, contrary to some belief. But I figured, I don't know, better late than never, I guess. Also, for anyone that does decide to watch this, if you decide to comment at all, let me know if you want me to do raw footage uploads of this stuff that you're watching without my commentary, without all the crap on the screen. I just put that there to fill space and spice things up. But if you want me to put like the raw footage of all the files, or just do like one giant video of them all combined into one and upload it. By the way, there's my character. You can finally see him. Yeah, if you want me to just upload them all in one big file for whatever reasons, for documentation, I can do that as well. But I figured I'd do the audio one first, just because I figure it's more entertaining. It's not as boring. Okay, so let's go on to the next clip. I think this is just looping. This is more you know, skybox stuff. I did a few versions of this from different zones. I did a Thanalan one. I think I got one in Kurthus. I'm not sure if you could see the comments in Kurthus, but here's in Limsa. Now, mind you, this game, outside of like swapping regions from like Leonosia to Thanalan to Kurthus to Mordona, if you just stayed in Leonosia, whether you were in the city or in a camp or out in the wilderness or whatever, there was no loading screens per se. So the sky in Limsa would have been the same anywhere in that zone. So that was the cool thing about this skybox, is that you could see this shit from anywhere. So if I was like at Camp Bald Knoll or Camp Skull Valley or whatever, or Bloodshore, it would all be the same skybox. It would be the same skybox, the same effects, the same graphics. It was really cool. I really miss that. See Dalamud pulsating in the background. It's pretty cool. Just the colors is really nice, man. Okay, next one. I don't know how different this one is from the one I just filmed. I'm actually gonna skip through this a little bit. See if there's anything different about this one. I guess it's not. Oh well, we'll skip that one. Okay, so I want to say this is Iron Lake. This might be Iron Lake. It looks like Iron Lake. I could just tell. Oh wait, no. Maybe it's maybe it's Camp Bloodshore. Yeah, it is Bloodshore. Okay. Yeah, it's Camp Bloodshore. Yeah, we used to do behests here, which you would talk to like an NPC and you would go just kill stuff, kind of like a fate or whatever, but this is like pre-fates before they were ever created in A Realm Reborn. So you would like talk to an NPC that would appear, I think it was every 15 or 10 minutes at one of these camps. And just everybody could join up in the area. I think up to 20 people or something. I forget if there was a count or a cap, but yeah, that was kind of fun. You kill like algoats and I think you would kill hippogriffs, maybe dodos or something, but it was kind of neat. Yeah, I got a lot of footage of the Imperial ships. I could be mistaken. I haven't played like Retail 14 in several years, but I don't know if they ever brought back like the flying ships circling in the sky post 1.0 ending. Like I don't know if they've ever really done that before with the like the skybox, because like it's harder to do in A Realm Reborn and Heaven's Ward and all those expansions because they're segmented zones, sort of like how 11 does it. Whereas this game, it was just like, if you were in Leonosia, those fucking things appeared anywhere and everywhere. So, yeah, it worked better in the old version of this game. You could get away with that stuff, but you kind of, I guess you can copy paste it to every zone, but then it's not like synced up, and then it kind of breaks the immersion. But I don't know. I'm going off the rails here. That's a pretty cool nighttime shot. You can see like the ships glowing up in the sky, like their headlights. It's kind of giving me like Final Fantasy 15 dropship vibes at nighttime. Man, you really see Dalamud glowing there. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I think this is in Limsa also. Pretty sure. Let me double check. Where the hell are we? Oh no, we're in oh my god, what was this place? It was the Hamlet defense took place here. Aleport, right? Or maybe is it Wineport? I'm trying to remember. I can't remember which one's which. It was maybe yeah, this has got to be Aleport. This is where you did the Hamlet defense against the kobolds. Yeah, that shit was wild, man. That was fun, but yeah, Hamlet defense kind of got old after a while. I got some of that footage on my channel if you want to see what that's all about. Oh, that's a great shot. This is definitely Camp Bloodshore. I remember this vantage point. You can go down the ramp to the bottom right. There's like a pathway you can go down to the beach down below, and there'd be like a bunch of crabs and stuff. Like high level crabs, like level 70 plus crabs. Like your level cap's level 50, you're gonna fucking die if you go down there, crabs. Yeah. You'll also probably see some high level mobs in this. I don't know if I got that footage or not. That might be somewhere on my channel. But there were like level 90 to 99 mobs in some areas, and it was like, yeah, you were never getting to those levels in this old game. It's funny because retail 14 nowadays, like I think it's at level like 90 or something. I don't know. I don't know what the level cap's at right now, but it's getting close to 99. It's almost caught up to 11, which is kind of wild. So if your characters nowadays could go back in time and fight some of the shit in the open world in 1.0, you'd actually have a fighting chance this time. Alright, so let me check the next one. This clip's looping. Yeah, like, you can see a lot of these clips are just me looking at the sky because that was like a highlight back then. Because they constantly change. Like, the sky was like a holiday event. Like, it was always changing and you didn't know what was gonna be in the sky next. It was like a surprise. It was like it was almost like a story. It's kind of like Dalamud changing the sky as it got closer and closer. Okay, so this one, oh, you can see some dodos in the background on the hill. They're kind of tiny. I don't know if you can see them, but they're like down below. This looks like it's also in I want to say Camp Skull Valley, because I think there were dodos at Bloodshore. That's the thing, I'm looking at the sky so much I can't even fucking tell where the hell I am. Look down. Okay, yeah, I'm still in Ailport, I think. Yeah, I'm in Ailport. Pretty sure that's Ailport. It's been a while. Which one's closer to the Sahagin lair? Because it's Ailport, right? Wineport's by Bloodshore. Yeah, because that's where they make the wine in 1.0. Not 1.0, Realm Reborn. That whole storyline. Yeah. Oh, this is a nice shot. Look at those old textures, man, on that freaking mountain. All chisel-y. Skip ahead a little bit. Just kind of dragging it out. Yeah, it's pretty cool. This has got to be Central Kurthus. Yes, Fields of Glory. Look at the mini-map. You see how it says Fields of Glory? Yeah, do you know where Fields of Glory is now? It's a fucking PvP map. Dude, that shit blew my mind when they first came out with that Fields of Glory map in PvP. I was simultaneously disappointed and excited at the same time. Because, number one, it was a PvP map. And number two, you couldn't explore it outside of PvP. Like, Owl's Nest is located in there and stuff. Oh my god, dude, I miss those old textures on the mountains and the grass. Looks so cool. Oh my god, where the hell am I? Oh, it's the caracoles. Yeah, these guys were all over the place, man. The black caracoles. I don't even know what the hell I'm doing here. Oh! Oh my god, dude. I know what this clip is. Okay. So there was a period of time, I don't know why I'm doing this. I think I'm farming materials from caracoles. I think I'm farming the wool or whatever that came from them. Caracol something. You'll probably see them in the chat log. It says clump of flax, but I think that's like a plant or something. I don't know why my footage is like stuttering, but yeah, I was like, there was a. No, I'm like reading the chat. I'm trying to see like if it pops up because like the flax. I don't think we were farming flax. I don't know what the hell we were farming, but it's a weird clip. But I'm just trying to remember. I think it was we were farming some sort of crafting item off the caracoles, and we would just gather them up and link them and just burn them down on Black Mage. Yeah. There it is. Okay, I see it. Basket of Caracol Fleece +1. So back in 1.0 you had like +1, +2, just like in Final Fantasy XI, and it would just like increase the chances of the item being high quality. I think A Realm Reborn had +1s for a little bit, and then they eventually got rid of them. I don't remember. Or maybe 1.0, by the end of its life cycle, got rid of +1 and +2s. But yeah, that was what we were farming, the fleece, because that... I don't remember what we were making with it, but we were making something. Some sort of endgame gear. Probably to gear up people in the link shell. But yeah, that's what this footage is. You can see all my fucking macros at the bottom. So I used to play at like 11, where you just make macros and just make your life less painful while playing this game. Anyway, let's go to the next clip. Back in Limsa again. Got a nice sunrise going off here, it looks like. And that whole bridge down there, by the way, you could walk that whole fucking thing. Like, there was no loading screen. It sucked, but if you want immersion, there it is. I think if you rented a Chocobo, it would do a cutscene and put you automatically outside the city and past the bridge. But other than that, if you just walked it, yeah, it was like trying to cross Alligator Alley. It was a fucking hike and a half. Still cool though, that it's optional that you could do that. Here's another nighttime shot outside Leonesaurus. I'm gonna try and skip through some of these ones a little bit because I don't want to bore people too much. It's just kind of me saying the same shit over and over with some interesting tidbits here and there. But like I said, if people want the full non-commentary version of this stuff, I can just upload it in one big batch that anybody could just use for footage for whatever they want. But yeah, so just skip to the next clip, see what there is. God, I got so many of these damn shots. You could tell I was overcompensating, at least for something. All right, let me skip around here, see what we can find. Oh, that's a cool shot. Nighttime in Limsa. That's the old Market Ward entrance over there. For people that don't know what those are, that's kind of like where you would go, and it was like auction houses, but we didn't... I don't know if we ever got an auction. Maybe we did. I don't remember. But that's where you would go to buy and sell stuff to other players inside there. Oh, okay, finally, some exciting footage. Okay, so the orange aetheryte meant it was being possessed by Atomos. Everyone, I'm sure, is familiar with who Atomos is, especially if you played previous Final Fantasies or 11. It looks like a cavernous maw from the Wings of the Goddess expansion in 11. But Atomos would show up randomly, and people would camp here at these orange aetherytes. And they would camp here because Atomos would spawn a bunch of void scent, and if you killed the void scent or whatever, you would get these clusters or deaspected crystals or something. And I'm pretty sure that's what you got. I think that's what you got. And the reason you would want to farm Atomos at these camps and sit here and wait for him to spawn is because you could trade them in for items. And one of the items you can get is it's a black onion helm. It's called the Peregrine helm, which on one of my other videos, somebody was telling me is like super rare right now in present day 14 in retail. So I guess it's like only found off retainers or something now, but it's like a really low percentage like chance of acquiring it. If even that, I have no idea. I mean, I still have mine, but I think that's how you got the Peregrine helm, is by doing this content. Camping, and this is, by the way, I think this is Camp Rivers meat. I can't see the mini map, so I'm just gonna go off on a limb and say that's what it is. I think this is where the final mission took place in the launch content of 14 1.0. You would come here, and there were like basilisks level like 60, 70 and up or whatever walking around. You can see some of them in the background. Check the next clip, see what we got. Okay, so there's Midgardsormr around the, I think it's the Agrius it's called. Imperial ship. It's basically a bigger ship than the ones you see up in the sky. It's a different model. So if I'm going to liken these ships to Star Wars, I would say the 3 flying in the sky are like Imperial Star Destroyers, and the one crashed around Midgardsormr is probably like a superstar destroyer. It's like just a bigger, bulkier Imperial ship. And you can never like go close to it because it was like in the middle of the map. You're gonna see later footage where I'm closer to it because this is where the end of the game, like the literal end of the game, took place in this zone. But we'll talk about that later when we get to that footage. But this is just like some end of the days footage from Mordona. Here's back in Kurthus. I want to say this is Southern Kurthus, which is no longer in any version of 14 that's currently active. The reason I can tell is because of the basilisks. The basilisks were around where the antelope stags were. They were all to the south of Kurthus. In Southern Kurthus, which is officially called the Kurthus Central Lowlands, I think, and it connected to Mordona. So you can go in and out from lower central Kurthus to Mordona, northern Mordona. But you just had to like pass these basilisks and some other high-level mobs. That's also where the old Aurum Vale was located too. So here you see me in Limsa again. This is my character kind of messing around with some of the consumable items you can get back in the day. So they had the Maelstrom, or the Maelstrom emblem spinning around. You're probably wondering what the hell I'm wearing. The body piece is from Hamlet Defense. I think that was from Hamlet Defense. I don't think it was a crafted item. This was like the best in slot Black Mage body piece back in the day, and all that's best in slot. The stupid shoes have like materia melded onto them, so I didn't wear this like by design choice. Like there was no glamour back then. There was none. Like what you wore is what you wore, whether you liked it or not. Like you wore it for the stats. But yeah, that was basically best in slot Black Mage gear. So like all that shit is why I'm wearing that. I believe it's called a militia robe, and all that crap has got materia on it. Every single piece I'm wearing, like that's what you had to wear to do like speed runs back in the day, which that's a whole nother fucking story. Oh, cool. Some combat footage finally. This is the shit I was talking about earlier, where Atomos would show up. You can see him behind the flan, shooting fucking special beam cannons up in the air. Yeah, there's a bunch of dead bodies. I mean, that was normal. I mean, you know. So you see some imps, you see some bogeys, bunch of people dying, and yeah, the frame rate was fucking horrible back then, especially on my shitty laptop that I played this on. Like, this is running at like 30 FPS. That's why it looks like shit. So I could probably run this at 60 nowadays, but yeah, my fucking computer would have exploded if I tried running this at 60, which is funny because that's actually kind of sort of what happened with my laptop. Yeah, I no longer have that. Yeah, this game was a bitch to run back in the day. Oh my god. But yeah, this is me in first person mode, just like watching everybody die. I probably should have been helping them, but I figure the footage for YouTube is more important than saving their lives. Okay, outside ul'dah. You see, it's a pretty good shot, if I do say so myself. You got Dalamud up in the sky. Almost looks like an upside-down toilet bowl. It's like a basketball going in a hoop. It's pretty cool how the clouds are like forming around Dalamud. And the funny thing is, at the time when this was like currently happening, nobody knew that Bahamut was inside that thing. Like nobody had any idea. We had no fucking clue. We just thought it was some moon that was going to crash in the game. So that was kind of impressive, because there was no mention of Bahamut in any lore, text, quest, or anything in this game until like that cutscene showed up after the game servers went down. So a little food for thought, some trivia. This is all of us. Bunch of random people standing outside ul'dah for some reason. I'm wondering if this is the footage where the developers would start spawning mobs outside. I don't remember. It's definitely not the Goo Wall yet, but I do have that footage somewhere. You can see some of the old armor sets that are no longer in present-day 14. I don't know if that tank over there wearing the blue cuirass and sabatons, I don't know if that might be in the game still. I know the armor's in the game, but I don't know if you can get it in that exact color, because they fucked up the colors from 1.0 to A Realm Reborn. Like, some color palettes are no longer accessible with the dye system. At least when I last played. But again, that's a whole other story. There's a naked Ellison for some reason. That's kind of weird. Yeah. There's my old Dragoon armor. That dark light gear was a bitch to get back then, man. It's an interesting shot. This is like the first camp, I think. Oh god, I remember the first camping outside of old. I want to say Camp Bearded Rock, but that's outside Limsa. I'm totally blanking. But yeah, I think this is the first camp outside of the city. And there's another orange aetheryte. Now, I think it was only certain aetheryte camps that had the orange crystal. I don't know if all of them had it. Like, I don't know if Camp Rivers Meat had it, but I know Camp Glory had it. Which is no longer in the game, technically. Not even in PvP, I don't think. Oh, this is cool. Okay, so this is definitely footage of the developers spawning mobs inside and outside the city. So here's a cool little fun fact that I don't think a whole lot of people know about, but the red drakes, which we're fighting in 1.0, when you fought them, they weren't glowing. They're like kind of how they appear in A Realm Reborn, but when you would fight them, they would have this one ability where they would trigger this like glowing mode, kind of like they go Super Saiyan. It was kind of cool. Like, they don't do that in A Realm Reborn anymore, as far as I know. Either they're just always glowing or they're not glowing at all. Yeah, see, that one just like turned off its glow. When they disengaged from combat, they would turn the glow off, but when you like fucked with them, they would turn the glow on. It was like, oh, you want to fuck with me? Oh, it's go time. And it'd be like, go Super Saiyan, like start glowing like a fucking candle. And I don't know what that did. I don't know if that just like did an attack up buff or whatever, but it was cool. It was a unique like trait that they had that no other mob really had. Yeah, we all fucking died. Next clip. Okay, so I guess this is me respawning and going back to try and like fight them. And there was like, you got nothing from doing this. This is just us fucking around. Like, there was no reward or anything. It was just fun. It was just fun fighting the developers that were spawning mobs. It's pretty cool. I think this is also when the servers had a cutoff date. So there was like a cutoff date where like if you played after the cutoff date, you could still play on the server, but none of your data mattered. So you could like discard all your items or do anything and it wouldn't carry over, because like beyond that final save date, nothing would save anymore. So I think this is the point of no return, where nothing would save to the server and carry over to A Realm Reborn. But it was just like, fuck it, whatever goes, like, sort of scenario. So I think that's what all this shit was. I think this was after that point. Because they had asked the player base, like, they did like a poll or something where it's like, do you want us to leave the servers up even though you're, like, nothing's gonna, like, save or anything? Like, do you want to just, like, fuck around for, like, a few weeks while we, like, do the transfer and all that shit? And everyone was like, yeah. So that's what this is, I think, if I remember correctly. I don't know what the hell we're doing, but somebody's about to die. Oh, there's a Sabatender over there, too. That's cool. I'm just, like, skipping around, seeing what the hell's going on. Oh, we do fight it. Cool. Yeah, see, I love the glow that they do, man. It looks so badass. Kind of looks like shit in A Realm Reborn, though. Like, it doesn't look as good. I don't know. Maybe it's the lighting or something, or whatever they did back then, but... You can see my old hotbar for Dragoon. That's me playing with an Xbox 360 wired controller back then. So I'm like actually flipping up and down on the D-pad, hitting cooldowns and whatnot. I turned the weapon skill information off, so you can't see like what the weapon skill is and like what its description and potency and all that. But I don't even remember what the hell those icons were. I don't know how I memorized them. I totally forgot what half that shit is. Here's the old Chaos thrust animation. Oh, that's why we're dying. It's a level 75 Inferno Drake. Well, that makes sense. Hey, look, we almost killed it. It's dying. Somebody's gonna kill it. It's got wind damage on it. Server took a while for it to register it dying. There you go. Yeah, everything on the game was delayed back then because we played. There was nothing but Japanese servers. There were no American or European servers or anything but Japanese servers. So everything had a delay to it. It was like about a 1.5 to 2 second delay on a lot of things. It's pretty shit. Okay, so next bit of footage. Just fighting some more drakes. Fighting Sabatenders. Hey, we killed the Sabatender and I didn't die this time. Cool. Now I'm gonna die. Probably. I don't know what's going on. Skip around here. Alright, so you pretty much got the gist of that scenario. Oh, look at that. It's, I think I've uploaded this on my channel already. This is the Great Goo Wall. Now, this is not the, like, main server. There was a lot of servers that did this Goo Wall thing, but we were just, like, one of the servers. And if you're wondering what server this was on, this was the Riddle server, which was formerly known as the Selbina server, because they did a server rename at some point. So it was originally Selbina, which is based off a small fishing town in Final Fantasy XI. Then they merged servers or whatever, and they renamed it to Riddle, which is some sort of weapon in 11. I forget if it was like an artifact or relic weapon of some sort. It was some really good weapon at some point in the game. I'm sure somebody can probably tell me, but yeah, it was like a special weapon. I just don't remember if it was like an artifact, Empyrean, or relic, but that was the name of the server, Riddle. I'm no longer on that server. I switched to Excalibur because I was like, there's no fucking way I'm staying on a Japanese server with that lag. I played with that for like 2 years, and that made the game way harder. Especially doing like Ifrit Extreme. Holy shit. That was like before the game had telegraphs. Like you had to read the chat log and shit. Oh god. Okay, so this is like where the main course took place in the developers versus the player base extravaganza, if you will. So I had a lot of fun on this street because they spawned just about almost every mob in the game. I think the only thing they did not spawn was they never spawned Gaius, and I don't think they ever spawned the primals. Like Garuda and Ifrit, I don't think they ever spawned them. But they spawned like Nael van Darnus, as you can see right down there. They're fighting Nael over in the street. And you're going to see multiple Naels. There's not like just one. They spawn like duplicates. So he like made it copies of himself like Piccolo. Yeah, this shit was fun, man. You can see like one of the Imperial Centurions over there helping Nael. I still wish you can get Nael's armor or Gaius's armor. That'd be so fucking sick to wear that shit, man. That's why when I dicked around on the private servers, I would play play around with Nael. Just run around as Nael. Do emotes and whatnot. It's really cool. Alright, so I'm gonna skip around because there's a lot of this footage of us just fighting in the streets. And these things had a lot of HP, so you would sit here and fight this thing like it was a fucking NM in Final Fantasy XI. It just had like a million plus hit points, and you would just sit here and beat the shit out of it like with a hickory stick for a fucking hour. So I'm on Black Mage, obviously. Oh my god, I forgot what the old Link Shell invites looked like back then. Holy crap, you can see in the bottom right. Wow. I forgot how that looked. Huh. I haven't seen that in a while. This is us fighting Nael again. I guess Nael's like doing instant transmission or some shit. See that paladin wearing that old Dark Knight tank set? That shit was rare back in the day, man. Call it the old tin can. Still looks great to this day, in my opinion. I like it. Looks like a Dark Souls armor set. It's fucking cool. Nice black and red color scheme. Alright, so I'm gonna skip ahead and see if I can find some better footage. Because this is us just beating the shit out of Nael for like 3.5 hours. See if I can. There's a point in time where we actually kill Nael. Oh my god, that's the old 100th Fist from Monk you just saw there. And that old fire explosion was the old flare from Black Mage. Fuck, I don't know where Nael dies in this footage. Oh, look at this. Hold on. There's a countdown we used to do for, like... Yeah, see, you do countdown go, and then you would nuke the mob. Forgot about that. Oh my god, the treants. Dude, these things were terrifying in 1.0. These things would chuck, like, seed grenades at you, and they would fucking insta-kill you. Like this guy's about to probably do. Of course, you gotta factor in the server lag, and... These servers were shit, so like all this stuff in the city was clogging and congesting the game. So you're seeing people appearing out of thin air. Because like, one of the GDC documentaries that were going over this game's post-mortem was saying like only 20 characters can appear on screen at once. I didn't know that at the time, but like obviously I knew the game had struggling issues with displaying character models. So without even knowing the exact number, like you can see it in the footage here, people like appearing and disappearing. Like the game just couldn't handle it. So you would see like this guy, you just heard like a seed grenade go off. Let me go to the next footage, because this like carries over. So, yeah, you see that? He just tossed another seed grenade, so somebody just fucking died there. Here's me picking a fight with the Centurion. Server lag. I have no idea what's going on. Some shit's going on. I forget what that old tricorn I'm wearing is. It's some gold tricorn. It's like the Buccaneers tricorn, but... God, I'm trying to remember if that was a craft... I think that was a militia piece? I'm not sure. It's either crafted or was from Hamlet Defense. Okay, so we're destroying this guy. Skip ahead. Here's us fighting the Treant, the Great Oak. This thing doesn't even have a level. It's like question marks. It's like a notorious monster. Dude, these things out in the Black Shroud were fucking scary because, like, if you walked, they wouldn't aggro you. Because they aggroed by sound for some reason. Even though they have these giant big eyes. But they... I don't know. The game was weird back then. Drakes hunted by sound. Treants hunted by sound. So you had to walk. So when you, like, walked through the Thorn March to get to like Good King Mogglemaw, because you had to physically walk to his lair to fight him, these things would be marching like soldiers through the 12s would, and if you like accidentally flicked your analog stick and ran, they would be like, what the fuck's that? And they would just chuck a freaking like seed grenade at you and insta kill you. It's terrifying. I remember outside Good King Mog's house lair or whatever to enter his domain. I remember one time a whole bunch of people went to go fight one of those things. It was like level 70 or 99 or whatever. I forget the level, but we'd all run at it and just like throw our bodies at it, dying one after the other until we killed it because we were bored. And I think we eventually killed it, but yeah. So you can see me pulling more mobs, because, you know, that's what a Dragoon should be doing. It's pulling mobs, not the tank. That looks like my old buddy, who's not in the party with us, but I think that's Silverian. Yeah, that is Silverian. I can see him in the battle chat log. Yeah, he was our main tank. You've probably seen him on YouTube footage before. He's done like the Aram Vale speedrun footage and the Darkhold footage. Some reason people watch the ever-living shit out of his Aram Vale run that we did. You can see me in that footage too. He's like the first search result that pops up on YouTube. Type in like Aram Vale speedrun. It's got like 80,000 plus views or whatever. But yeah, that's him outside of the party, pulling mobs. This is Paladin with the silver armor to the right. He was like not wearing pants. He just liked to show off. He was like, I can do this run without wearing pants. I'm like, alright. Whatever gets the job done. Yeah, he was a really good tank. Really, really good. Of course, I'm wearing my old dark steel Habersian, I think. Skip ahead, check out some more footage. Oh, another treant. The Great Oak. I'm gonna skip around, see if I can find more stuff. This is just us whacking the hell out of this thing for hours. There's that giant chaos thrust animation. We skip ahead, check another bit of footage. See what we got. Oh, that's an ugly mugshot. Look at that. Get a good front view of the treant. These things you take for granted nowadays, because you can go outside like Gridania and just like throw a rock at it and it fucking dies. But I couldn't believe that when A Realm Reborn first relaunched, when we were like in the alpha, and these things were just outside the city at level 15, I'm like, wow, how the mighty have fallen. I mean, people just don't understand, but these things were like monsters. Literal monsters back in 1.0. That's why we had fun just killing them in the city, because like, we finally had a chance to get revenge on these pieces of shit. That's why we had fun just beating the crap out of them, man. They actually lowered it to a level where we could fight it. Yep, there goes down another one. Dude, let me tell you something else. I just totally forgot until now, but oh my god, dude. The frame rate tanked big time when these treants came on screen. So when I was talking about earlier, if you ran and they aggroed you and you were fucked. If you had your frame rate, like, with shadows turned on, oh my god, dude. If you had shadows turned on and you were running this game on a piece of shit system like I was, like a laptop, oh my god, dude. It was like a slideshow presentation. Like, if you fucked up and, like, ran by accident while you were, like, skipping around like Mary Poppins, that was it, bro. You were done. You were fucking done. Oh my god. I just had, like, Vietnam flashbacks of that. Oh, by the way, check this out. I forgot to mention. You can run inside and out of the city without a loading screen. So this is us going from like the main street, fighting the mobs. You would go out through here where the market ward is in current day 14. You would go through this hallway, which is kind of like a masked loading screen. So we're running through the hallway here, and this is going outside to the front gates. So we're following Silverian. He's leading us outside on Paladin, and this is the front gates of ul'dah. So it's pretty cool. No loading screen. It's just kind of like loads it as you're running out. It's like an illusion. But yeah, pretty cool. I don't know why the hell we ran out here. Oh, giant whites. The Wendigos. Skeleton warriors! Yeah, these guys are pretty cool to fight. It's all like pushover chumps nowadays, but... I mean, they kind of were back then, I guess. But... still pretty cool looking mobs. It's like something out of the Elder Scrolls. I remember fighting something like that. You know, like Oblivion, Skeleton Warriors. They're like in every game. I love the sounds they make too. Oh my god, look at these giant zombies, man. They would like breathe rotten breath on you like a Marlboro. They had like a blue mage skill where they just do the bad breath. These guys would hang around in I think some of the Thanalan mines, which are like open world dungeons, and they also hang around in southern Thanalan. I forget the name of the camp, but the one by one of the settlements. I think it's Halatali. There was like a leave quest and something involving them. I don't think you're gonna see one breathe bad breath. I think he's gonna die, but yeah. Oh my god, dude, look at all this shit. Dude, there's fucking gargoyles and buffaloes. Holy shit. Deep Void Butcher. Wow. It's like the Patrol from Zamel Darkhold. Freaking Great Buffalo just chilling in the background. Again, another mob that got pussified that turned into like some standard trash mob, but these guys were like, the only time you saw buffaloes back then were NMs. They were always notorious monsters. It was Great Buffalo and Tarbuske from a Faction League quest. Let's see if we fight the buffalo. We're fighting a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, here we go. Buffalo time. Great Buffalo. This is the one that would spawn in Leonesaurus over by Camp Baldknoll. It was like on a timer or something. Like it was spawning like windy weather. So anytime it was windy weather in Camp Baldknoll, he would teleport over there and check the whole area. And this guy would usually be up, and you would have to break his horns using like certain weapon skills to get like items to drop. Because it was like Monster Hunter back then, where you could like actually break horns, and they would like actually show the horn broken off the mob. But you had to use like Skull Sunder and like these very key weapon skills for it to actually break the horns. And like each job had its like own specific weapon skill that would trigger breaking the horns off. It's really cool. So like if you didn't break the horns, it didn't drop the item that you were after, like a hat or something, or like a crafting material. But these ones that the developers spawned didn't drop shit. They were just the mob with nothing that came with it, no reward. So... oh, never mind. It dropped a bloody Bardache head. I stand corrected. The bloody Bardache thing you see in the chat log, that was one of the items you would get. It was, oh, God. I think it was to craft either a weapon of some sort. I don't remember. But that was one of the things that you would have to get to drop. Oh, here's Bixie, a Chimera. I don't remember where else these things spawn besides Cutter's Cry. There might have been a faction lead tied to the relic weapons, but I don't remember. There's another buffalo in the background. Oh my god, this is fucking chaos, dude. You would never, ever, ever see this much crazy shit going on in 1.0, ever. Ever. Not in faction leaves, not even technically in, I mean, I guess in dungeons, but dungeons through like one boss at you at a time. Like, the developers just are throwing basically a notorious monster and a dungeon raid boss at us simultaneously. That's why it's like very different. Shit was nuts, man. Alright, well, we still got tons of footage, so I'm gonna just skip ahead and just kind of try and not get hung up here too much. So I'm gonna skip through some of these clips. More chimeras. Oh, just wait until we get to the part where they start spawning Cyclops. That's a fucking massacre. I don't know if they spawned him out here or not. I'm looking around for him. Oh, here's a cool shot with no UI. See me turning the UI off? The glowing eyes. Shit was dope. See the dragon's eyes glowing? The ram's eyes? I forgot what that meant. It was like they were in some sort of mode that you gotta be careful of something, but I don't remember. If you read the battle chat log, it would tell you. Alright, let's check the next clip. Okay, we're back in the city again. Skip around. Oh, we're fighting Nael. Okay, back on Nael again. Oh, you're gonna see Nael die. There he goes! Or should I say, there she goes. Wink, wink. If you know it, you know. Now, you see, if you hear the death sound, it's actually a male Elezen sound. Hear it? I don't know if OBS is picking up the sound, but yeah. That's why I always thought Nael was a dude back then. I thought it was a male Elezen, because it uses the male Elezen's emotes and skeleton rigging. And when the GMs would spawn as Nael at camps and interact with like players, it would basically have like the male voice of Elezen. So that's why we didn't... I still to this day think that was a retcon when they got to A Realm Reborn and changed it to like Nael's sister. Basically stealing his identity. Because there was no hints of that in 1.0, so I wonder if that's like a rewrite or something. I don't know. I forget her name, though. It's been so long. It's in the lore book I got behind me. On the shelf back there. But she's a Van Darnus, too. Oh my god, dude. Look at this footage! Look at the fucking wall of chimeras! Oh my lord! There's a fucking gargoyle over there, too. Jesus Christ! This is what we call the Wall of Death. Look at that! I just walked into, like, an electric fence and died. Wow. What the fuck? I forgot about that. Look at that, dude! See, that attack, I think, sucked you in. That attack right there, I think it pulled you in. It was like a vacuum or whatever. I think that's how that worked. God, these servers were such dog shit, man. You can see, like, stuff's happening, but, like, stuff at the same time is also not happening. It's, like, all desynced. Oh, boy. There's my old, you can see on the UI down below my old job switching macros, I think, for Warrior, Paladin, Monk, Dragoon, Black Mage. I don't know why I had 2 of each. Maybe I had 2 separate builds or something. But you can see I'm switching to my job in real time. Your whole character would disappear to load all the armor. And because it was a macro, it was like loading each individual slot. So you see me reappear after all the gear's been loaded individually, one at a time. It's really bad. It's really, really bad and stupid. You can see in the chat log all my shit equipping. Let's skip ahead and see what we can find. Because eventually we kill these or they get despawned or something. Oh my god. Okay, look. There's a ogre, a Deep Void slave. As they were called back then. Deep Void Butcher, Deep Void Slave. These are all from Darkhold. Dude, those ogres had a nasty fucking back attack. Like, if you stood behind them, they'd do like a WWE, like, shoulder drop on your head. And, like, I think you went flying backwards and took, like, massive damage. And then, like, if you were in front of him, he would do, like, a giant, like Hulk smash. Like, yeah, see? You saw it just right there. He just did the Hulk smash. That was, like, the primary one. I don't know what he's doing there. It looks like he's getting fucked in the ass by that other ogre. Okay, that's definitely not PG. Timber! Down he goes. Another dead ogre. Dun, 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 dun. God, there's so much footage I have here. Jesus Christ. This has been sitting on my friggin' hard drive, my portable hard drive, my external, for like since 2012. Yeah. I'd say it's been a while. I don't think anybody's ever seen this footage before. I think this is the first time anyone's actually seen this since 2012. So, yep. Oh, look at that, Van Darnus next to a Drake. He's now officially a Beastmaster, which we still don't have that in 14. FYI, Beastmaster is one of my favorite jobs, in case anyone didn't know. Pet jobs in general. Oh, look at that close-up shot of Van Darnus. That looks so fucking cool. I did a lot of these, like, no UI first persons. I was taking a lot of screenshots while I was recording at the same time. Oh, here come the flans, dude. The different colored flans. Oh, so cool. I think back then they changed colors, too. They would change colors, like, they would do, like, element shifts. So they would switch from, like, wind to, earth, fire, water, ice. Really cool, man. God, they were fucking huge back then. Look at this crazy shit going on. A fun fact, that lance that Van Darnus is wielding is the Bradamante, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember who it was named after. Somebody was named after. There was like some lore attached to it. I forgot. It's been a while. I knew it in the past, but it's been so long. I don't even know if the lore book told you. It just kind of like hinted to something. I don't remember. Some fallen person, someone that died, they named it after. Fucking chaos, dude. Alright, let's skip ahead, see what we can see. More crazy shit going on. I'm still waiting for the Cyclops to show up, man. I think that's later. There's some Sabotenders. God, this video is going to be so goddamn long. I think I've been recording for an hour already. I think that's what it's saying in OBS. It's just going to be a bitch to upload. Might have to do this in 2 parts if YouTube doesn't like hour-long videos. Okay, boring Sabotenders. Skip around. God, where are the Cyclops at? Hang on, folks. I'm trying to find them here. God, these just drag on. I'm telling you, like, one mob took, like, 45 minutes just to take down. Mileage varied based on how much HP they decided to give these things. Oh, hold on. I think I gotta sneeze. Nope. False alarm. I thought a sneeze was coming on there. Oh, this is a cool close-up shot. The Drake's glowing. The reason he's not moving much is because of server lag and yada yada yada. He just shot up a mortar up in the sky. A few seconds later, that thing's going to come back down and just hit everybody as an AoE. That's something I don't think Drakes really do anymore. I don't see the mortar yet, but it had like a delayed, it's like a delayed attack. I don't know if it came down yet. Shit's whack, dude. Alright, let me check the next one. We got so many fucking clips to go through. I told you I had a lot of footage. See Magitech Vanguards in the city. Dude, these guys spawn like everything. These things, oh my god. They must have threw like a level 99 one of these. Oh, nice shot clipping through the floor. That's nice. One other funny thing I used to do, I was like such an asshole, but like they would spawn Imperials on like the left side of the street, and everybody would be like sitting on like the main street like right here, and I would like pull multiple like Imperials like that were like level 70 plus, and I would just pull them over and try and like get them to attack everybody, like try and kill everyone. I would try and instigate a fight for everybody to jump into. It was kind of funny. We made our own fun back then. It was all in good fun. None of this had any effect on our game characters since none of this saved, but it was fun just pulling all the fucking mobs like an asshole from the other end and just like killing everybody on the other end of the city. It was great. Alright, let me see. I'm just gonna like speed run through some of this footage because it's mostly just killing like vanguards and shit. More ogres. You see some imps for the first time. Some fire flan. Oh my god! Look at this clusterfuck. Holy shit! Jesus Christ. But you can see why it took me forever to upload this, man. It's just... I don't know how many hours of footage this shit is. It's just... There's no way I could have edited this. I mean, I could have, but, I mean... Oh, some Marlboros. Marlboros. Whatever you want to call them. Yeah, I used to fight the final boss in Arm Vale. We'd have to speed run one of these things, so we'd all go monk and 100 fist the shit out of it, and stun it so it wouldn't do bad breath. So we would cycle stuns between all the people that switched to monk. So if you watch Silverian's Arm Vale speed run, you'll notice at the end we stun Link, like stun chain lock the Morbol on monk, so it wouldn't do any shitty attacks on us, and then 100 fisted in between if we could. But there's just like so many of them in the street, it's crazy. Still skip through some of these. God, that's a lot of chimeras, holy crap. Jesus. Some poor bastard's market stall just getting fucking torched by a chimera. I used to try and bring these inside the frickin' Adventurers Guild, but I don't know if I ever managed to get them in there. I think I got Nael van Darnus in there. Maybe a couple Imperials. I don't know how far they... I think they can only go a certain distance. I think they could only go up to like a certain point, and they just stopped moving or something like that. I don't remember. It's the old Aetheryte Plaza in ul'dah. Looks pretty much the same. Oh, Jesus, look at all this. Stuff appearing out of nowhere. Oh, and I'm dead. Huh. God, tell me I'm getting close to the end. Oh, Jesus, we got a fuck ton more footage here to go. Alright. I'm really gonna try. I keep saying I'm gonna skip through these, but I end up getting hung up on stuff. But I'm trying to get as much, like, stuff you haven't seen before in this footage. Yeah, goblins didn't aggro back in 1.0, unlike Final Fantasy XI, so that's why I'm laughing at them. It's just funny seeing all the goblins in town. Because normally Limsa was the only place goblins were allowed in the lore. I don't think they were allowed in ul'dah. Still don't think they're allowed. Yeah, these guys are pretty cool to fight. Oh, a bunch of Kikern. Bunch of Kikern in town. That's cool. Again, same thing with the goblins. Beastmen were welcome in Limsa, but not in the other cities, so it was kind of cool to see them in ul'dah. Used to call them Chuck E. Cheese. The rats. Oh, here's a Goo. We're like whacking them in the balls. Here's your Great Goo Wall. Or we're poking them in the ass. There's Freeze you saw just there from Black Mage. That used to be an enmity down attack you would do in raids. Holy crap, look at all the elementals, dude. Yeah, these guys don't show up anymore, really, in A Realm Reborn onwards. Like, I know they're attached to, like, one of the Zodiac quests or something. I forget what quest line. One of the weapon quest lines. But, dude, these fucking things used to be everywhere in 1.0. They were just like a regular mob. They weren't anything, like, rare or special, really. They were all over Leonesaurus and the Black Shroud. But I don't think you ever saw them in Thanalan, Mordona, or Kurthus. It was just Leonesaurus and the Black Shroud. You would think they would only appear in the Black Shroud, but they were in Leonesaurus. Weird. I don't know. They're cool. You see fire versions, ice, water, wind, lightning, earth. Yeah, it took a while before these guys showed up in the game again. Like I said, I haven't played in years, so I don't know if these guys show up more often now or like how they repurposed them, but these guys were like tied to like the lore of the 12s wood, and they were like really rare, supposedly, but I don't know. There was just like a regular mob that would aggro you and you could fight them. I mean, they weren't very common, not like this right here, but I don't know, I'm just like rambling on right now. Looks like Christmas almost with all the glowy lights. Also, I don't know why we're praying. Apparently, I guess if you prayed, it would do something with the developers spawning something. I forgot what the hell it was. There was something we were trying to get to trigger by praying. I don't know. I'm sure somebody could tell you. More treants. Skip. More treants. Skip. 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 I'm trying to get through the footage. Okay, so this is basically the same thing except in Gridania. See an airship going off in the background with a really shitty frame rate to go along with it. Yeah, that's a lot of Imperials. Nael shows up here too. Like, he would go to the amphitheater and Nael would be over there as well. I'm trying to skip through the footage and try and find it. Yeah, this is crazy. Okay, here's us running through Gridania. I don't know what the hell was going on. Oh wait, hold on. Back up, back up. So here's the amphitheater. You can see Nael van Darnus at the center, and you can see all the Imperials surrounding them and stuff like that. So it's a pretty cool place to like put like the final battle in Gridania. Like an invasion. It's really cool. I just wish my frame rate was better back then. It would have been like a lot nicer to watch this, but who knows? Who knows if even modern day CPs, computers and hardware could run this at what the game was running at with all this shit going on. Can't really replicate on a private server either, so. It's a lot of fucking people, man. See Chaos Thrust from Dragoon going off there. Skip skip ahead. Oh, look at me in my temple knight armor. Cool. This is when I just wanted to show off my favorite armor. When I didn't give a shit about my stats. It's my Dark Knight, or not Dark Knight, Dark Light fan braces I'm wearing. This is when I tried getting Nael inside the Adventurers Guild. I don't think he would go inside. I think there was like an invisible wall. I think I was trying to take photographs of me standing next to Nael. I think that's what I was doing there. Alright, let's go to the next clip. Holy crap! Holy Garlemald. Look at that. Look at a bunch of stormtroopers you just run into on the Death Star. Yeah, the servers were so fucked that, like, there was not enough processing power for all of their AI to, like, register to your game client. So they were just kind of frozen in place, not doing anything, because the servers, your game client, everybody simultaneously attacking different targets, them trying to process, like the AI trying to process what the fuck is going on. Like, that's why they're not moving. It's because the servers were just garbage, dude. It's like a fun event, but like it just didn't run well. At least for maybe it ran for people with better PCs or something, or better connection. I don't know. Maybe if you were in Japan, it ran better, but for me, I mean, it's running like you see it. The footage speaks for itself. So you see doing the AoEs with fire and whatnot, so we just sit back on Black Mage and just cast from safety. So people would either be on Bard doing AoEs or Black Mage doing AoEs. And White Mage is in the party for cures. Oh, here we go. Some Atomos footage. I think, I was gonna say, this almost looks like it's running at 60 or trying to run 60, but I think it's still running at 30. Yeah, this is, I think this is Camp Bloodshore. That's what it would look like when Atomos would first spawn in. He would be possessing an Aetherite. And you try and farm the clusters I was talking about earlier. This is right outside Camp Bloodshore, I want to say. I think this area is actually in the No Clip documentary that Danny got from a different bit of footage of me running around this area. What the fuck is going on? What is this? Off to the dungeons. Oh my god, this is when you... So this is GM Jail this guy would bring you to. So like if you ever wanted to see what GM Jail looked like back in the day, like if you never like entered here legitimately, there's Yoshi P's character. Yeah, so this is how you would get transported to GM Jail for the like end game event. You talk to that guy and he would take you here. Dude, I totally forgot about this shit. I don't know if anybody even has, like, footage of this online. Never thought to meet a friend like you at home. What'd he say? I never thought to meet a friend in a place such as this. It appears we share a connection, you and I. The words make sense to me now, but a single glance at your face was enough to reveal their meaning. Can't see my face, dude. I'm wearing a mask. What words, you ask? The words of Mazea Thousand Eyes, of course. Ne'er till land consume sun can see bare moons, heaven spew crimson flame, hell seep black dooms, stray seeds quicken in ashes grey embrace, valiant blades forged under the 12's good grace. I remember this poem. This was on the lodestone. The first line is simple. It warns of the end of the astral and the beginning of the umbral era. The crimson flames falling from heaven speak of the red moon Dalamud, as I am sure you have deduced. Which we now know is Bahamut. Then come the Black Dooms, which represent the continuing woes of Eorzea. Stray seeds and ash, this can only signify the birth of new hope in a desolate world, and who, pray tell, will bring us this hope? Why, prodigiously talented, nay, blessed souls who bravely venture forth with weapons in hand, or valiant blades forged under the 12's good grace, if you prefer. A rather elegant manner of describing adventurers, would you not agree? But if such is true, then you, my friend, do not belong in a dank, dark prison. Fly from this place and prepare yourself for the calamities which are to come. I shall do all that is within my power to aid you, and once the land is reborn, perhaps you and I shall meet again. We definitely have since then, that's for sure. Both in person and in game, as a matter of fact. Go now, the shoots of a brave tomorrow shall spring from the seeds you sow this day. Cool. I've not read this and seen this in a long time. I forgot this stuff existed. And then it brings you back here, where you talk to this guy. So he says, what brings you this way, adventurer? If you're looking for that vagabond minstrel, we arrested him on charges of inciting mayhem. He's probably rotting in the brig beneath the coral tower as we speak. Ah, so lore-wise, that GM jail is, according to this guy, below Limsa. It's in the coral, well, in Limsa, in Coral Tower. I used to know where that is. I think that's where the Musketeers Guild is, if I'm not mistaken. I think. I could be wrong. It might be upstairs, but I think it's in where the Musketeers Guild is, but I could be wrong. I think Coral Tower is where the Marauders Guild is, right? Current, like in present day Limsa? I don't know. I forgot. Limsa has troubles enough without some charlatan inflaming the populace with his ominous poetry. You're not going to tell me you actually bothered to listen to him, are you? Yes. But why? Next you'll be telling me you actually believed his drivel? I mean, he wasn't wrong. You remade the game. What? You would align yourself with an enemy of the peace? This is your first and final warning. If you declare your adherence to the fallacies of that minstrel one more time, I'll have you dragged to the brig on the same charges before you can spit. Okay. And then you say yes, and that's how he brings you to GM jail. That settles that then. We can't let you wander around free stirring up trouble. It's off to the dungeons with you. Yep. So that's how you see Yoshi P in game. It's pretty cool. Alright, so that's how you get there and talk to him. Alright, cool, cool, cool. Oh my god. Here he comes. Odd Humbla? Who the fuck is that? I don't remember that name. That shit must be made up, because I don't... You know, that might be a faction NM for the Relic quest line. I wonder if that's where he's from. It's only level 53. Because there was Great Buffalo, Tarvuske, and this dude. More Imperials, more Imperials, more fucking Imperials. Oh my god. Jesus Christ, look at all the crap going on screen. So Steel Cyclones from Warrior. Shing, 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 shing. Oh, here's me on my Goobu, dude. This is back when you can actually run on the, go on your mouse in the city. You can't do that in current day 14, like right now. Can you? For some reason, I think they allowed you to do it for like a period of time, but maybe I'm thinking of 1.0. Yeah, like you can go through the cities on your mounts. It was pretty cool. Only during this like post-game, post-server save slot thingy-me-doodle. Whatever you want to call it. Like, after they shut like the save date on the servers off, like when it was just like us fucking around, you could go in the city with the mounts. But regularly, I don't think you could. So this is kind of wild, just running around on the Gooboo in the freaking city. The old leave quest counter. So you can't get this specific Gooboo with the red carpet at all anymore, as far as I know. Maybe on like one of the Chinese or cash shops or whatever, because they put legacy shit on there sometimes, which kind of irked me. But like on like most everywhere else, I don't think you can get this thing like legitimately anymore. You gotta just play during a specific time during 1.0 to get this guy. You can get a Gooboo. It's just a different kind of Gooboo. It's from the Sylph quest line, the Beast Tribe quest. But yeah, fun fact for the day. More Imperials. Skip around here. Oh my lord. So that's a fucking death trap. Case in point. More case in point. Yeah, as you can see from all this footage you've seen thus far, the devs had a ball spawning as many different variants and combinations of mobs in the game as possible. Like, they didn't hold back. Like, they were like, we're gonna spawn some Beastmen, we're gonna spawn some, like, Drakes, we're gonna spawn some Imperials, and fuck it, we're just gonna throw them all together at sometimes. I mean, you can just see, like, they threw, like, everything at us except for Primals. I think that was the only thing they couldn't do. Probably because the Primals probably would have broke the game or something. Which is funny, because the game's already broken, if you think about it. Which is why they had to remake it. But they probably would have broke the game so much where the whole server probably would have crashed or some shit. There's the Cyclops. These fuckers. Oh my god, these were a nightmare. 100-ton swing would literally kill everybody. These were... Oh my god. Look at them all in the fucking back! Oh! Dude, like... Let me tell you how much of a pain in the ballsack these things were fighting in 1.0. You're like, oh, they're easy in a Realm Reborn. Like, you just look at the telegraph and run. Yeah, these things didn't have telegraphs. You had to read the battle chat log like an asshole and see like, oh, the text says he's doing a 100-ton swing. I guess I better run away now. And God forbid server lag didn't fuck you in the ass, because if you were like a second and a half off, you know, the floor was your new home. Case in point. There he goes. Coin counter from Aurum Vale, right? Yeah, Aurum Vale. So, for the longest time, I didn't have a battle chat log turned on, but this fucker right here is the reason I had to turn one on, because it was impossible to speedrun that dungeon for the Relic quest line unless I turned battle chat. So you can see in the battle chat in the top left corner, it'll tell you like whenever he does 100-ton swing, 100-ton swipe, he's doing glower right now, or Eye of the Beholder. I actually want to see this piece of shit topple over and fall down, just because it's satisfying. There he goes. Fuck you, coin counter. Funny thing is, there's an M of one of these that spawns outside the city in present-day Realm Reborn, that if you eat food, it triggers the spawn of him. So it's kind of cool. This is what happens when the Imperials befriend Cyclops. It's me and my Black Mage artifact armor. There's me about to die in my Black Mage artifact armor. Or not. Jesus Christ. It's like a rave. Alright, we're almost at the end, guys. Hang in there. Hang in. Skipping around here. Skippity-doo-dah. This is me getting screenshots again, hence why I turn off the UI. I try and do two at the same time. Take video recordings and get some screenshots. By the way, if you think this footage is long and time-consuming, just wait until you see my fucking screenshot folder. Dude, I have, like, 8,000 plus screenshots from, like, 2010 when this game launched to, like, 2012, like, to what you're watching now when the game died. If people want to sit through that and have me do commentary, please let me know before I'm crazy enough to do that, because that is going to be a long fucking video, let me tell you. So, if you want way more behind the scenes commentary and cool, like, 1.0 shit that most people probably didn't preserve, let me know and I'll go through that. But I do not want to embark upon that titanic undertaking unless there's, like, at least a good handful of people that want to watch it. Assuming people give a shit about this video that I'm working on right now in the process of making. Oh! I forgot about this. You see how he fell on his ass? There was a trick where if you dodged a 100-ton swing, I want to say, he fell on his ass and left himself wide open, kind of like a Monster Hunter fight, and you could beat the shit out of him. I don't think he does that. I don't think he does that in A Realm Reborn's Arm Veil. I think they got rid of all the cool, like, little characteristics that the monsters had back then, because they had a lot more cool shit than this video showing off. I mean, I could spend an hour, like a little hour, going over them all, but that was like one of the little sneak peeks right there of what they could do. It's pretty cool. Holy shit. This is a weird shot. When am I on the floor? I'm probably dead on the floor. Dead on the floor. Okay, it's Castrum ul'dah. More Castrum ul'dah. More Castrum ul'dah with wolves this time. And regular Imperial foot soldiers. Wow. Wow, look at all that, dude. Holy crap. Look at these, like, scenic vantage point, like, shots that I got these angles at. It's all dynamic looking. I think that was me on the Gooboo back there. Okay, okay. Guys, we only have, like, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 more videos to go. So this is the final act. This is basically where I started recording, where the final battle took place. So if you watch, like, the CGI cinematic for the, like, A Realm Reborn intro, where the Warriors of Light fighting all the Imperials in Cartano. This isn't Cartano, this is Mordono, but this is happening at the same time in game as that CGI cutscene. So while the Warrior of Light is off fighting in Cartano with the Grand Companies, all the players are in Mordona fighting the Imperial Legion here, preventing them from, like, invading Eorzea. So, there's two stories I want to tell for this footage as I walk you through this. There's the tale of Square-Enix letting everybody and anybody that had a copy of the game for free to log into the game at no charge during this portion that's going on screen right now. That's cool. Until you realize it fucked the servers in the ass big time. Because what you might see in some of this footage is me getting disconnected along with a lot of other players because of that what I just described to you caused a huge instability in the final event of this game. So everyone's like, oh man, I wish I was there. I wish I was, like, experiencing the final battle. It must have been so cool and immersive. Man, I wish I played 1.0. This whole event was a pile of shit. I don't want to, like, be the deflator of, like, the cool legend that was built up from this final event, but it was kind of like cool looking back at it now, and there were parts that were cool, but like this was it. Like, you either disconnected or you fought some Imperials, and maybe occasionally there would be like a giant, what the hell are those giant, like, totem pole Imperial ships that they have with the wings? Not juggernauts, I don't think. I forget the name of them. But, let me skip ahead. Maybe I can show you. Yeah, so here's me and my Dragoon AF with the Gaybolg. There's Midgardsimer in the background. That's probably the closest you can get to him back then. But here's all of us. I think this is actually me in the process of getting disconnected, because you can see nobody's moving. So this was like a DC or whatever. So it was just a bunch of like English and Japanese players congregated here, all on the same server, doing the final battle against the Imperials, lagging and crashing out of the game constantly. Yep, there's Magitech Vanguards. Trying to like skip around, trying to find the footage of the giant like totem pole ships. I don't think they're called Vanguards. If they're Vanguards or Juggernauts, I can't remember the name. I used to know the name. But they're pretty cool. Like, you never really saw them in game. You never really fought them. They're somewhere in here. There was a wolf we were just fighting there a second ago. Here's us all fighting Imperial Sagittarius. Oh, look, you can see Silverian in the party with me. That's cool. Probably recall him from earlier. And also have seen him in some videos of doing speedruns again. I don't know what's going on here. Probably disconnecting again. This looks like another disconnect when nobody's moving and it goes dead silent. Yeah, this would happen. You would see footage of us fighting, or footage like this, where like the server would take a shit, and you would get disconnected, then you would try and reconnect, log back in, hopefully you fight some more, not get disconnected, and that was the event. Here's at nighttime. I remember the ships, the Imperial ships, were like near the water somewhere. Like, we had to run around to find them. Thought I just saw one there, but that's a Vanguard. Man, where the fuck are they? I know they're in here, dude. I remember disconnecting when the servers got the final plug pulled on them. I was like right near one of those ships. By the way, if anyone has any questions, if anything I haven't mentioned, or you see anything curious, let me know. And if it's something specifically in the video, like link it in the video, like the timestamp, so I can look at it myself and get back to anybody with any questions. And like I said, if anybody wants me to upload any footage in particular, or the whole thing, like raw file, not raw file, but like raw, no skipping around, no commentary, let me know. Because I might skip some good stuff that I might have jumped over at some point in this. I got like 5 videos left. There it is. There's the ship I was telling you, the totem pole. Those things are so fucking cool, man. They only showed up in like 1, maybe 2 story quests in the main scenario. One of them I have footage of. It was the final mission in the launch content in 1.0, where you would go to Mordona. I think it was Camp Riversmeet, and there was it would shoot like blasts at you. Like, you had to like fight Imperials, but dodge the blast from the cannons on these ships. And like, if you stayed still too long, when like it locked onto you, it killed you or whatever. So that's the only time I remember them actually like fighting you. But like here, they don't even do anything. They just sit there and do jack shit. That's what I was saying. Like, it looks cool when you watch it on YouTube, or when you hear stories about it, or like when you hear about it in like as like lore and backstory in The Realm Reborn. But when you actually like see the raw footage of me explaining it to you, yeah, it looks cool, but like I'm telling you, like, we were constantly disconnecting because they made the servers and the game free to play during these like this last little event here where we're fighting the Imperials before the servers got shut down. So what you're watching is the final event thing in 1.0. This was the final day right here. There was no day 2 or day 3. It was just one event as far as I remember. I could be wrong. I might have to look it up, but as far as I remember, it was just one fucking event, I think. And this was the day they pulled the plug on the server. So you can see the ship just sitting there, not doing anything. Just looking fucking cool. So we made sure we wanted to end the game right here at the coolest like part you can find. Like right in front of Midgardsormr, right in front of the Agrius, and surrounded by all these ships. And yeah, they look so cool. I think right here I'm just trying to get screenshots. I'm just taking screenshots, turning the UI off. Because this is the last time you're ever going to see them, ever, period. Like, I've never seen anybody have these, as far as I know. Maybe I'm wrong. I've never seen these on private servers, those things. So, like, this is the only footage of 1.0 of you seeing this, besides story content. But I'm going to skip ahead here and see what else we can find. You can see all the chat log, people talking, what people said on our server on Riddle for the last time before they got kicked off. So I'm sure some of these people, if they ever see this, if they remember their names and they still care, they'll probably come back and maybe they'll see like their old dialogue in the chat log and maybe they'll get a kick out of it. That'd be pretty cool. Maybe somebody will recognize them unless they had a name change or created a new character. But yep, you can see it all here. Pretty much unedited in raw format. I don't know who the hell I'm typing to. I guess I'm in shout telling everybody where the hell to go. So yeah, we were just fighting vanguards, Imperial soldiers, and we wanted to end the game when the servers got pulled right here, just going out in style. Like here it's actually pretty cool. Like it's not, you know, taking a shit, but I think it's because there's not as many players on screen. So of course I shout to them all to come over like an asshole to like crash the servers probably, but I mean for right here it's actually not too bad. Skip around, I got 3 more videos left, so it's just fighting this thing. So that goes down. Like I said, you couldn't target these ships. They couldn't attack you, they couldn't target you. They just look cool and imposing. They're just decorations. These were specifically designed for story content. I don't think they were ever programmed to function or move. Ever. Like, they never moved in the story content. They only had, like, a targeting reticle. Like I said, if you want to see the quest, go look it up on my channel. It's, like, level 48 quest, I think. I don't remember the name of the quest. I used to know it. I can't remember off the top of my head. But if you look it up, it shouldn't be hard to find. Just, like, search, like, main scenario quest 1.0... rank 48 or level 48, whatever the hell it was. It was like in Mordona, and you'll probably see them. Probably find it on my channel somewhere. There goes down another Vanguard. What else is going on? There's people praying. It's kind of cool reading the chat log too. Get kind of a sense of like what was going on during that period of time. So you figured it's 2022 I'm recording this. September 2022. I forget what month it was the game servers went down. Because 1.0 launched in September of 2010. Closed in 2012. I forget the month. So it's been how many years? 2022, 2012? Like what, God, I'm bad at math. So you figure at least 10 years, so 12 years, right? Somewhere around there. Good 12 years or so. Dude, I'm tired, so if my brain's not working correctly, I apologize. And we're shooting off some fireworks. Oops. This is the second last video I have, so I think the next video is like the plug being pulled literally live on air. So, it's pretty cool. God bless America in the chat log, what the fuck? So this was Riddle's final moments in 1.0 in Mordona for the final event. Now the cool thing is as soon as the server died, I think, I could be wrong, but I think a link was posted in the chat box by Square-Enix that led to the lodestone, which when you pulled it up in your browser would just play the CGI intro for Realm Reborn, where it shows like Dalamud exploding with Bahamut coming out. So basically, like a few minutes after this footage you're watching, server would go down, link would be posted by Square-Enix, you click the link, or you just copy-paste the link in your browser, it would play the A Realm Reborn CGI, and that's when you would see for the first time Bahamut emerging from Dalamud. Like, nobody knew he was in until the server died, and they posted the link, and then you got the answer of what was in Dalamud. So that's kind of like the sequence of events. So this is the last clip right here. So it's only 15 seconds, but yep, there it is. That's the plug being pulled. That was the final spot I was in with the final group of people, final chat box, 1.0 Riddle server 2012. So I've almost been doing this for 2 hours, this video. I'm fucking exhausted. I'm hungry. I gotta get something to eat and drink. My throat's like shot. Just talking like 2 hours straight, but a sip of water. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully I don't find out my fucking mic was muted for 2 hours. That would suck. So I'm gonna go edit this and try and upload this. I might have to upload it in a couple parts or 2 parts. We'll see how YouTube treats me. They don't seem to like me uploading long videos, but I think if it's 2 hours or under 2 hours, it should be fine. But yeah, that's the final shot. So I don't know what else there is to say. I guess I'll just take questions now for anybody that watches this. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And like I said, if you got any ideas or want to see anything else or have any recommendations or requests, just let me know. And I guess that's it. I'll get back to you. So I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.